Yo, what up, my name is Derek, and today I'm going to show you guys how to set up Voicemeeter Potato. Now, Voicemeeter has a bunch of other ones you can use. You can use it just straight Voicemeeter, which looks like this, pretty simple, but it doesn't really have a lot of features. You also got Banana, which is a little step up, which I used to use for a really long time, and then I um, found out that there was a potato version. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to use Potato. Don't look at this program and be like, this looks very intimidating. It's not that intimidating. It's really not. Once you get a hang of it, it's really simple how to use. So first thing you want to do is go to the link in the description and then go to this .exe file down here and just press install. Once you have it installed, run the installer and then restart your computer. Once you have restarted your computer, you have to open it up. It won't actually automatically open up, so just look up Voicemeeter Potato on your computer. So Voicemeeter Potato. Right there. Now you can run the 64-bit one or the regular one, doesn't really matter. So once you have it open, it's going to look like this, right? And you're going to be totally like, you're going to be confused, right? Now, you're not going to have anything set up, right? You're not going to have any equalizers, you're not going to have any audio, you're not going to have any output or inputs, okay? So we're going to go from left to right, okay? So we're going to go to the left here, and we're going to select our microphone. So for me, I have the Logitech G Pro X here, so we're going to select that microphone as my microphone, okay? Now, if you have a different microphone, use that. Make sure you always use WDM. You can use the other ones if you want to, but I recommend WDM because it's the best one. If you have multiple microphones, so like let's say you have like a webcam microphone or something, you can use that as well, or maybe you have a microphone for your headset, and maybe you also have a microphone like a physical microphone, like a studio one, you can use that. Now, some more things you can do here is you can change if you want more bass or less bass as well here. You also have compression and a noise gate here, some reverb, delay, stuff like this. And then down here is just kind of like your gain and everything. So mine's at 0 decibels right now. You can change it to mute, solo, mono, or you can change to which path you want your audio to go through. Now, if you press A1 right here, what it will do is you'll be able to hear what your audio is going through, because all your audio is going to go through A1 at the start. Mine's on A2 because I have my speakers on right now. But this is how it works, right? And you can do that with every single input here. Now, I'm going to skip virtual inputs for now because it's a little bit more complicated, and I want to talk about output because it's kind of important. So output. So the first one, this is my G Pro X headset right here. So we're just going to select that right there. And then my second one is my speakers. And you can see right here, like I said, this is set to my current speakers. Audio is going through my speakers instead of my headset. Now, I also have an equalizer going. So this is what my equalizer looks like if you guys want to copy it. It's kind of like a bass boost you can add and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Another couple settings too in the menu is make sure you do system tray and run a Windows startup. You can also go to this Windows or the system settings too and change like the preferred sample rate and then change the buffer size. What the buffer, by the way, does is it changes how like the latency between you here and the noise. So the higher this number is, the more latency you're going to get, and you'll definitely notice it. So virtual inputs. This is where it gets a little tricky, a little bit more complicated, but it's not that hard. I'll also show you, by the way, once I'm done doing this, I'll show you how to set it up with Discord and also with OBS because it's pretty important to go with those. But what you want to do with this is you can configure your audio however you want. That's kind of just my preference right here. This, you don't have to copy any of that stuff. Bass boost, you can do a bass and a treble boost right here. This is for my music right here. But there really isn't much to talk about right here. The main thing is to make sure you have your sound. So if you go to sound right here, go to playback, you're going to most likely have it on your headset or your speakers as default right now. Make sure you go to Voicemeeter, this one right here. Don't go to the aux one or don't go to the third one. Just do this one. So honestly, it doesn't really matter because you're going to be setting them in the settings anyways in a second. Um, but another thing too is if you plug in a controller, it will automatically use the controller's audio. So you have to switch it back and then do the same thing for your recording as well. So the next thing is we're going to go to our settings here. Not apps. We're going to go to System, Sound, scroll down to App Volume and Device Preferences. And inside of here, we're going to see this kind of system that allows you to route your audio. Now, I know before Windows added this into Windows, before Microsoft added it in Windows, you had to download a program to do this, and then now they have this in here. So I have my music on aux input, and I have my other stuff like my browser on the third input. So if I play audio on my browser, Let me just do this real quick. Let me go play some audio on like a YouTube video or something. And you can see my audio is set up right there. It's set up right there, and you can see it's the third one. Same goes with Discord. All of my Discord real quick to show you how this works. Discord won't show up in here, by the way. You'll have to actually do it in the program of Discord. So you can see it doesn't show up right there. But if I go to my settings and then voice and video, you can see my output device is the third one right here. Okay. So a couple things to keep in mind is you'll have to if you ever get like crackling issues, because sometimes you'll get that, a couple things to do, and I recommend doing this, is downloading Process Lasso on your computer and going to audiodg.exe and changing the priority to always as high, and then affinity, and make sure you select it and do CPU 0. Now, if you don't have this, you can also use Task Manager if you want. You just go to uh, processes, not processes, details, audio DG, and then you can set the high priority right here, and then affinity. But every time you restart your computer, those are going to reset. So it's best to just use Process Lasso. It's super easy, super simple to use. But that's what I recommend. Crackling can also happen with like these buffers. I recommend if you're getting crackling issues and it's not fixing, like when you change these, another thing you can do is restart your computer, or even just reselect this, or just restart Audio Engine right here. If those don't fix the problem, I've had that happen. You might just have to reinstall Voicemeeter, and that'll usually fix the problem. It's weird because Voicemeeter, it breaks for like, it works for like a month, and then it breaks like that. At least for me, it does. Sometimes probably won't happen for you guys, but that's what happens with me. Now the biggest thing is OBS. Okay, so you can see my OBS is what it looks like right now. You can see I have my microphone, I have my game audio right here, and then audio inputs. I can add more. So the reason why you don't see my game is because I have it muted right there. I just mute it right here. Now, I would actually rename this and do /browser, and then I'd add another input or output, I meant, and do like Spotify. And then here, I would just do aux input. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to this. I think it still plays music. You can see I just pressed that play and it did that. Stuff like that. You can do a ton of testing of this if you want to as well. But you can do this for anything, right? Now, 3 is really the maximum that you can do here. So you have the aux, the regular one, and then you have the third one. For me, I always needed a third one because I wanted to split my Discord audio because I had clips for Fortnite that I wanted to save, and I didn't want somebody's voice playing. I also didn't want my microphone audio, and I also didn't want my music playing because I always play music. I just wanted my game audio. So this is a good way to do that too if you're ever trying to record and you just want your game audio. Do this as well. But that's really it. It's actually pretty easy to set this up. I remember in the days I used to do this. I always used to download the virtual audio cable. You don't need this. You don't need this at all. There's really no point using this. It doesn't really help you. At least for me, it didn't help me. There was no reason for me to install this. I've never installed Windows like a ton of times, and I've never had to deal with installing that program. But anyways, that's pretty much it. You have up to 5 outputs here. These are your inputs right here that are showing. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe, and peace out.